Yay.
Good morning.
Morning. Okay, so let's start with a little intro just for the people who aren't going to know us yet. So Jen, do you want to start?
Sure. Thanks, you guys, for joining us on our 5-day pop experience. I'm Jen. I am a mom of 2 kids. I am an ex-elementary school teacher. I taught elementary for about 14 years. I chose to leave the profession as I was diagnosed with anxiety and depression about 5 years ago. And I went on a journey that I continue to go on with learning about anxiety and really learning that I actually have had anxiety my whole life and how it shows up in my body. So I've really dug into the connection between what we have in here and what we have in here. Oh, I'm just going to let one more person in. Tiami is here. Fantastic. Yeah, so my journey has started with a diagnosis, and then good morning, Tiami. It has led me on a path to where we are today. So I became a fitness instructor. I really believe in movement and the connection between movement and helping us process our emotions, and also got trained in mindfulness. We're going to do a little bit of something called brain dance at the end of this call. So yeah, that's me. Less anxious person now, happy, and happy to connect with you guys.
Hi. Okay, so I am Cindy.
Oh,
Thank
let's
you,
see.
Jen. And nice to see some people back on. And I am a mom of 2 and juggling a few different professions at the moment. As we all are juggling different hats. I am a licensing officer, and a few years ago, with an actual hit on the back of my head, discovered that I am also an intuitive and using now the word psychic, which took me quite a while to actually use that word. But so slowly, began to realize that I am a psychic and a medium as well. I am a Reiki practitioner, and over time, I've been doing more courses in energy work and realized that the way I do Reiki actually is slightly different, and I'm able to channel it. I do almost all of it, well now all of it, distance, and I do that work from here all the way to Austria, Africa, London, and it's done in about 20 minutes, and it's beautiful. And that's bits of me. Over the next 5 days, we will learn so much about how we really are, just in my belief, energy having human experiences. And now we're going to begin. So when we did the 3-day experience, we did one little thing which everyone seemed to really love, which was meditating without meditating. So we decided that we were going to start each day with that as our first starter. So meditating without meditating, because we all have so many things to do. Is simply that and you can do this at any point. You can do this in the office. I always used to do it in my office. You can do it in the Starbucks line. You can do this while you're at the dinner table and everybody is yelling around you. So all you need to do is think about as many things as possible that are empty. So the space in here, and air, the space between 2 parked cars. I just say create a list of emptiness. And I know people start to panic when they think of lists, but lists can be very, very useful and very productive. And the more you have those that you can put for yourself in these times, it's great. So we're going to just begin right now just to try this for ourselves, because it's actually really good to center yourself before our little pop activity too. So all you need to do is, I always like to have my hands open and close your eyes, release thoughts that you might have. So by releasing thoughts, you just say to the universe, okay, I'm ready. Here I go. Take a breath and begin to think of empty. So empty bucket. And when that thought suddenly goes, think of air. And the next thought, and the next thought. And as fast as 30 seconds, you can begin to calm your mind. And I find for myself that you can truly do that for about 5 minutes when your list becomes long, because we see how quickly our mind actually goes to things and activities. But by getting to the void, because our mind is actually better when we get to just thinking of emptiness, it can help. So that's the activity, and you can do that. You can do that before bed as well, and it'll actually help you to go to sleep. So that is the meditating without meditating.
I did it in the grocery store, Cindy, I think yesterday, and
Yeah.
I got so excited. I was doing the empty buckets, but then I thought empty email inbox, and I was like, oh, empty email inbox. And then I was like, empty house, like no kids, no husband, empty house. And I was like, then I just got really happy and joyful after that. I went from calm to,
But that's good too. It's whatever way you want it to be.
yeah,
But I
yeah.
think that's the thing, right? Anything that can empty your mind of thoughts. I mean, I just remember I was sitting there at work and I would be like, empty. And it does allow you very, very quickly to go to that place.
Mm-hmm.
And
Love it.
that's why we don't, because that's, as I explained in the 3-day, when we try to meditate, we can get very panicked and very stressed that we're not doing it correctly, and we're not visualizing correctly, and we're not doing it. So any way you can get to a void space very fast is great.
Mm-hmm.
So today's little mini pop is, well, I always call them mini pops because I just like the mini pops.
Love it.
Is It's based on kinesiology, and it's how to understand your yes and no for yourself. It's all based on muscle testing. So I was explaining to Jen how I'm able to get a yes and no from myself by swallowing. So I can swallow for a yes, and I don't swallow for a no. So that's how I've been trained for myself. And it does take a lot of trust in your own self, and that I understand that is um, taken practice for myself, and that I have to sit very quietly, and that's me. I do get that, but that we ourselves in our own body are able to do this for ourselves. So this, I would say for everybody, this is not like, will I win $1 million, yes or no? This is not how to use this. It has more to do with things, and it has been, you can research this. This is more to do with food allergies, foods that are good for you, foods that aren't good for you, things that whether you should be adding in supplements if you're not feeling well and you're wondering whether or not it's good for you in your body. These are things that you can try it on for yourself. Also, if you're just wanting to know, like, should I rest, should I not rest, those sorts of things. So you use it with your non-dominant hand, which is, for me, my left. And then with your other pointer finger, you would go like this. So and it sounds bizarre, but it has been tested. And so you squeeze your hand like this, and with a yes, your hand will not move. And you can try to pull it out, and with a no, your hand will move. So you can ask your body, like, should I be drinking Coke? And your hand will go through. Should I be drinking milk? And it won't move. So you can try this throughout your day. Like how much, like, so I really actually maybe should have more calcium in my diet. It's really, I don't know if it's milk, but calcium probably should. So you can be like, there's certain foods where I look at them and think like, I wonder if I should be eating that. And you will not be able to move this through. And it's not that you should overtake medical information, but if you're just wondering and you're going through, especially if you have allergies or certain things, this will be the test. It seems so simple, but it does work. So it's fascinating. If you have a partner, there's another way to do it, but this is actually the easiest way to do it. And it works all the time. Now the problem is that we don't actually trust it, and we think it's so simple that we don't use it. Jan has
Can I ask? I wanted
yes.
to ask, yeah, I'm like, because I'm learning with you. I was wondering if it works for if someone asks you to do something, or like, do you want to go here, or do you want to go on this trip, or what do you think about, like, can we
Yes.
use it for decisions too, and use our intuition to know for it? Is that your swallow? Is that when you say
yes,
yes or no for swallowing, does that mean literally you can't swallow and you're a no, and if you do swallow you're a yes? I'm
yes.
just curious when you said that.
So this one's just very easy. I wanted to give them a visual technique of what they can use. So and then the next thing is how you can pay attention for yourself is in your body, is a no will be, like if you're wanting to pay attention in your gut, if you say no, 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 no for 1 minute, and close your eyes, you can yell it out. No, 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 no. You will feel it in your body. That might come into your gut. It might come in your shoulders. It might come in your head. That is the no. It's like the no feeling, and it arrives in your body. And that will be where you know that you shouldn't be going somewhere, you shouldn't be doing something, that is your no. So if I close my eyes and I'm like, and it will rise up in me. And the yes feeling will be somewhere else. We all have this. So some people will have a yes feeling and they feel that yes, and it's just like right here in their shoulders. So when we go out of the stories in our mind, which we've been taught are where our feelings actually are, but truly they are everywhere. So we have to align them. So when you really begin to learn this, where are your yeses and your nos for your I want to go to the party, I want to go. So when you learn this, so you yell or quietly say no, no, no for 1 minute, and then a yes, yes, yes for 1 minute. Does that make sense? Am I explaining that clearly? So then you'll be able to go, oh, my no is in my stomach and my yes is in my head. You will begin to do that in your personal life for things that you want to achieve and want to do. So that's different than this. This is more for things that will give you, this won't, like if I say, should I date this person? This won't work as well. But apparently I shouldn't date anyone. But this is your no for like what feels right for you, and the yes, and yours could be in your throat. It could be. So that's why when you're wanting to do things in your life, rather than just saying yes or no, it's to pause, breathe, feel it.
Love it. And everyone will have it differently?
everyone will have it differently. And
Okay.
sometimes people will say to me, I can't feel where my no is.
Mhm.
And I say, well, that's because we've become so accustomed to listening to our minds, we don't even know our yeses and our nos anymore. And so we're so trained nowadays to listen to the stories of our mind, we have forgotten what our bodies feel like. So give yourself patience and you'll come back to your body.
And would you say practicing it, like doing that 1 minute timer on no, 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 no,
Yep.
no, 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 daily or wherever I can fit it in, I'm going to get even more in tune the more I practice it?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then also, when you are upset with somebody else, to say, wait, where do I feel this in my body and why? Because it's actually about me. Then you'll start to feel where your no feeling is.
Mm.
And then you'll start to understand where that is. Or when you're feeling happy, like you said, when you're doing empty, I got excited. Where's that yes? That yes is
Mhm.
up here. So
Yeah.
then you start to know your yeses are here and your no's might be down here. So then when you start to go like, rather than reacting out at somebody else, you go in and go, wait, where is this? And then you'll begin to understand more rather than reacting out. You go in and feel these things.
Mhm. Should we do it
So
right
those,
now? Like, should I put a timer on and even if we can't yell, or let people try it in their own time?
I always say because people will be more conscious of
Oh,
other
yeah,
people.
because
So
we're
it's better
here.
to, yeah,
Yes. Gotcha.
sorry. I'm like, no, 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 no.
I'm like, I'll do anything on camera. What? No, because I already feel like, because I know I'm intuitive, and I've listened to my intuition throughout most of my life without knowing what it was.
Yeah.
And I knew that feeling when I was 16 and we were in France on a high school trip, and all my girlfriends were sneaking out to see the boys. And I knew, and I know it's here, even just like, as you say, this is no. And I felt it in here. And I remember telling my friend, don't go. I knew, like, I know this is a no and you're going to get caught. And they all got caught. And I listened to that until my 20s. And then I forgot, then I pushed it away
Yeah.
till recently again, finding it again. So yeah, it's there.
It's there.
It's there. I love it. I love it. Yeah. So I didn't get in trouble and everyone else got stuck with the teachers for the rest of the trip. It works. I love it.
So what I would say to people is to try both those muscle testing, both this for when they're wanting information about themselves for health and
Mm,
for food, if anything like that. The more power we give back to ourselves and trust in ourselves, the better. And then to try their yes and no's for themselves in their life. It gives you more confidence, and the more confidence you have in yourself is using your own intuition, using your own voice. It does not mean you have to go out and be a psychic. It just means that you're using your own spirit in your own way. So, and that's it.
beautiful.
Mhm. And
So,
everything's happening right now is for the good, right? So some people will say like, oh, but you said that this was the right answer. I don't understand. It doesn't make like every answer is correct. It just it doesn't always seem to make sense the way people want it to. So if you're getting a yes, the yes is right. Trust it.
so less about us trying to solve the yes, just know the yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, love it. And reminder, so when you said this, it was my less dominant hand.
Less dominant hand,
Okay.
pointer finger
Yeah.
with your thumb. Then you use your pointer finger, and you go in like this. So then asking the question, the secret is that be very careful with your questions, right? You want to make sure that your questions are clear and like accurate. So you'd want to be saying like um, Stephanie's not been on a call yet, but and other people are going to watch, like, I will have whipped cream down here. So like, is this whipped cream good for me? Uh, no.
But then you can still be in charge of how you decide to listen to that
I
answer.
I can still have it.
I say yes.
I already knew that answer, but
I know my body's going to tell me no eggnog in my coffee, but at Christmas time, I drink dairy.
yes.
It just has to
Well,
happen.
so
Every
that's that.
other time of the year, no eggnog. But right now, eggnog.
I know there's a little bit of joy. So you know that there's certain things. As
Okay.
long as you're in balance and you're healthy with the certain things, you're gonna be yes. So I already knew that.
What
But
you
yeah,
do
so
with
that's
it
how
is
you use it.
different. Okay.
Total,
That's
well, like we
beautiful.
all do, right? But it is good, and it is really good if you're wanting to add in more supplements, or like if sometimes I go into the health food aisle and I'm like, should I be like, what is that? And do
Oh.
I need that? And and we're all trying to have different things. You can't call your natural path for everything. This is not to mean that you're supposed to be a doctor, but every once
Mm-mm.
in a while, when you're like, oh, do I need B12 or do I need this? See, like all of those things, you can do this and trust it.
Mhm.
And your body's different than mine.
Yeah.
So we do have the power within us for that. So they are really, it is good.
I love that. Yeah, I went to a natural like health store, and there was a part of me, the intuitive, like, how much is she just selling me to sell me? And then how much do I trust this beautiful,
Hmm.
she seemed lovely, but I think I
Hmm.
dropped close to $200 on different things. If I had I'm going to bring this next time. Do I need the
Well,
beet crystals? Like, oh, that was a no. Maybe I don't need
no,
crystallized beets, but maybe I need B complex. Yeah.
yes, well, and they do love all of that stuff. They believe in
Yes.
it, of course
She
it's
would
great, but
totally love that. Yeah.
we don't actually probably need all of it. So then you could choose and go like,
Yes.
right, do I maybe
Hmm.
need this, and then you can check.
Very cool.
Mhm.
Very
And
cool.
probably not all the whipped cream.
Well, that's a different kind of need.
Yes, yes,
That's a different need.
yes,
Love it. Any questions from you guys who are here? I know it's quiet and it's early, and we will be posting this recording as well.
yes.
Okay.
There will be a few more tomorrow. I know we our first day on.
Yeah, early. And just know that again, now we're able to go live in the Facebook group. So I will be
Yes,
able to do movement at noon every day, Pacific Standard Time. And then Cindy will be coming on around 7 p.m. for more intuition chats live on
yes,
Facebook, not on Zoom. So
yes,
you can
yes.
just go in the group, you'll see that we're live and you just click in there. And then the nice thing about that is it's recorded and it stays in the group as well. So
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. Shall I wrap
And
it up with our brain
yes,
dance? Speaking
yes,
of movement, don't worry, we're not full on dancing. You can do all of this in your chair. But the way we thought we would close your day is to send you off with a bit of energy. Okay, energize your day, and as well as just helping and continuing to connect that mind and body. Brain dance is something that was created by a woman named Anne Green Gilbert. And I was trained in this about 10 years ago, I think, as an elementary school teacher. We use it in the classroom. But you can, so using this with your children, if you're moms, like, powerful, but also using it for yourself anytime that you want to get your mind and body, back, like bring yourself back. Now, these aren't pops you can do in the grocery store. These are intentional movements. The brain dance is actually moving in the way you moved as a baby instinctually. So as a baby, you moved to start waking up your neuromuscular system, getting your brain connections going, and starting all those connections. And this is even before you were 1 year old. You did this brain dance as a baby. And especially when we leave our babies on a actual hard floor, which most of us don't do, but they do say we should, they instinctually go through these movements. Now at different points, as they start to be able to raise their head, up and down, they're only using their upper body, which we're going to do in a minute. And then when they're kicking their feet, they're only using their lower body. So they go through this brain dance as babies up until about the age of 1, and then throughout childhood. But we as humans, if we missed some of those movements along the way, we might not have done as much of maybe the upper body or the tactile, the tapping and squeezing. It means that we are still lacking in some of those brain connections and development. So by doing brain dance together, it just strengthens our neuromuscular system. It helps us cope with the world a bit more. It helps with stress and development. So you might find some of these movements harder than others, and I want you to listen to that. Like, why is this one? And we can go into it. I'll go into more about the different specific movements maybe tomorrow, what they are and what they could mean if you're struggling with a certain movement. And I don't mean struggle like you can't do it, but more it doesn't feel as natural as other movements feel. So we're going to do it in our chair today. This is something you can do in your chair, but I do encourage you to do it in your living room with your kids too at some point. You can do this to any music, anything under the sun. I'm going to put on a little bit of music, and you're literally just going to follow along or watch me be crazy and then do it later. But you can do this just sitting here without anything. So let's see, I'm going to unplug this, I think, so you can really hear my music. Can you hear that? So let's just take some breaths in and out. Deep breaths in and out. And just release. Breathe however you want. Just breathe. One more time. And just start squeezing your body. Give yourself a squeeze. Start with your arms. Squeeze. Squeeze that other arm. Neck. Head. Squeeze. Squeeze your shoulders. Can you go down the side of your body? Can you get to your legs? Wherever you want. We're trying to go to our toes if we can get down there. Squeeze every part of your body. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Down to your feet. Down your legs. And now let's go to tapping. Tap anywhere. You don't have to do what I'm doing. Wherever you feel you want to tap. Tap your body. And when you're done tapping, you can go at your own pace. You're going to brush your body. All the way down to your toes, brushing. If we were standing, we'd be dancing a bit more with this. If you'd like to be more dancing with it, you can be. Okay, now we're gonna get as small as we can seated. So we're gonna shrink down little, and squeeze little, and then just go big as you can. And little, and big. Yeah, you get to be crazy with me on camera. Little and big. Little and big. Okay, from here I want to imagine you're a dog. You've got a little tail, and you just wag your tail and move your head. This is called core distal. There's a connection between your head, okay, and your tail. If we were actually moving, we would be doing, you could do cat-cow if you prefer.
It feels good.
But just wiggle. Honestly, it's just a wiggle. Wag your tail. And like I said, cat-cow if you were actually on the ground. We may do this in some of our movements. Okay, from now I want you to sit up tall. And I want you to cut your body in half right at the hips, right at your waist. And only move your upper body. Try and keep your lower body still. Do whatever you want. You can go like this. Or you can groove. You do not need to be crazy. Or you don't have to do this at all if you want to turn your camera off. Just your upper body, just your upper body. Okay, now still it and just move your lower body. I'm just kicking. Move only your lower body as much as you can keep your upper body still. Maybe open your legs up, close them. Open, close, kick them, kick your feet. You could roll your ankles in a circle. Just your lower body. Okay, are you dying? Cut your body in half and only move one side. So get your leg moving a little bit. You could just shake. If you don't want to dance, just shake it. Try shrugs, only on one side. Okay, let's do the other side. Only this side, shaking. Try, you could even squeeze and release. Squeeze, release. There's no right or wrong movement. Shrugging. And our last one, we're going to go across our body. So we want to take one hand up and then just touch our hip. And up and touch our knee. And if we can, I don't have a lot of room, up and touch your foot. Bring your foot up. This is cross-lateral. This is causing connections in your brain. It's connecting both sides, left and right. Because you have to think more to even just do this movement. Okay, bring it across to your shoulder, across to your hip, across to your knee, across to your foot. Let's go the other side. Cross to your shoulder, cross to your elbow, cross to your hip, cross to your knee, and cross to your foot. That's it. That is it. And I know it feels weird and crazy, like a lot of these things do.
Oh, I love that.
You're energized, and your brain, actual science behind this, that your brain is now ready for the day. It's open. You are connected with your body more. If we were standing, the very last one is to honestly spin until you can't stand up. So we spin, 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 like getting yourself dizzy is great. As adults, it's hard, but getting yourself dizzy and then freezing and just holding yourself there. That's how we usually end. And you just stand and then you spin the other way and you freeze. And it's waking up your brain and your body connections. So on that note, I hope you guys have an energized day. I always recommend finding some playlists that you can put in here. I listen to this kind of music when I'm getting the kids ready for school. I can already hear mine starting to cry over here. Getting their lunches packed. Do you have a playlist for morning? Do you have a playlist for getting out the door? Just that music and hearing it energizes your day as well. So thanks for coming and being crazy with me.
Thank you. That was great. I'll pull a card for us and I'll put it into the thing because I know people probably have to go, so not to let everyone stay. I'm supposed to pull it. I'll pull it. I'm being told to pull it, and then I won't read it. So I'll just pull it and then show it later. It's our card. It's belief. That's the reading. So I'll post it for everyone. And our daily information will be up there too. So give it a go today. Meditate without meditating. Start to feel yourself and that feel yourself.
This is squeeze yourself, hug yourself.
Yeah.
Yourself.
Yeah. And have a great day. And yes, and I will be on again at 7. So tonight for a little bit of information about trusting your intuition.
Okay, thanks Tammy. Thanks for coming. Bye guys.
Bye.